All right. Recap. Um, I'll do the recap. No worries about the players today. Let's begin. Now, back to where we were. We left off, um, successfully venturing through the infamous ruins of Thine, and finding the girl of interest, Rena. You learn of a mysterious machine which was the source of the seismic tremors your party had encountered early on when you discovered the machine that possibly have some sort of connection to the Micra stones. All over Adonas, actually. But it took risking your party to find these secrets. During your meet with Trina, she ensued in activating the ancient Ark'Azian machine, which triggered a massive collapse, sadly burying one of your comrades. Barely escaping with their lives, though. Mournful words were exchanged. It was not long after when Trina revealed her association with a rebellion group known as the Third Eye. And she shares that she was on task that was given to her to infiltrate the Guild of Letters, de facto group of explorers, and she was to reach the ruins. She explains that the machine acts as a conduit to the Micra stones, the veins deep inside. And in theory, the Micra all across Adonas are kind of like ley lines connected. After the revelation, your group finally had the chance to rest and set off the next day seeking a way out of the cavernous underworld, encountering creatures of the dark, but notably with heavy armor. And where we left off, your party now has encountered a massive swarm of sturges. A swarm your party realized had no chance to fight off, but instead run, which a quick and powerful play, Mechanicus exploded with a burst of energy, pushing a swarm off, at the same time casting a very powerful spell. Powerful version of invisibility, a higher level, put it that way, on the whole party. An escape continues, but with terrible luck as Jillian was snared by a large, hideous creature in the darkness. Jillian, you feel a hard jolt. As you look down, wrapped around your invisible form, you see what looks like a dark, fleshy rope constricting around you. You feel yourself get pried off of what you remembered was the back of May as you were all running. You look onward with the available light and notice the constricting fleshy rope tangled around your midsection, which is pulling you closer to what looks like a large stalagmite. You see the reflecting light gleaming off its large cycloptic orb for an eye, which is fixed upon you, as its gaping maw starts to shudder, revealing translucent, jagged teeth. Behind you, you can hear the buzzing sound of the swarm begin to grow louder. What do you do?
I scream so loud. It's a high-pitched, girly scream.
Childlike scream.
All right. Is that everything you're gonna do? I mean, right now, you're the only one that knows what's happening. You're getting pulled towards something right now, and as you look upon it, it's hideous, and you can see its meat grinding, toothy maw as it clenches, opening and closing as you get closer to it as it's pulling you.
Has it caused any damage to me yet, or no?
No, but it's pulling you right now, and you see your friends climbing. Oh, actually, no. You don't see your
I don't
friends.
see any of them.
You don't see your
Go on.
friends. You know your friends are heading one direction because everybody was informed we should run that direction.
Do we hear his scream?
You do hear a scream, but this is right now. This is her action. Her scream was just an audible noise she made during her action.
Yeah, I'm gonna chill touch it. It's gonna take a second because my graphics card decided that I wanted to update in the middle of all this, so everything's running like slow.
As
There
you
it goes.
try to put your hands on it with a 19 to hit, unfortunately misses. As you're slipping through it and trying to get a grasp, but as you're being pulled towards it, you're just thrashing. Your body's kind of twisting and hitting jagged parts of the caverns.
I'm sorry, my 19 missed?
Your 19 missed.
The fuck?
Everybody...
Dead.
Let's roll initiative.
How a 19?
Right?
We're all screwed. What is this? This is a mythic. Is this a god?
Oh boy.
We're so screwed. Alright.
What are we doing? Initiative?
Might as well. Mine doesn't work. It keeps doing that.
You selected your character?
Yours is doing that issue again?
Yeah.
Alright, give me 1 second. I'm gonna fix it. Any screens open? No. Alright, we got 1, 2, 3. We just needed Theo. For whatever reason, it's not working for you. But I got. I feel like I haven't played a player in so long. I forgot where the initiative button was. Weird. All right. So, want to make sure you guys. So, Jillian, as you scream and you're there trying to purchase an area where you can grasp on it to give off your spell. First of all, since you just used your spell, go ahead and roll a d6 for me.
Guys, I got one bullet.
You're good.
I got one bullet.
Okay. And as you let off the spell, which unfortunately missed, you notice your form comes back. As you can see your hand as you're looking down, and you're there. You can see actually now where you can grab it, since you actually can see your form. Everybody else heard the screeching sound coming from Jillian. Hell scream. You look back, and down the couple of steps that you guys are starting to kind of manage and finagle your way up towards the cavern. You look back, you could see the swarm coming. They're good maybe 100 feet from you guys, maybe less. As you look towards the swarm and you look down where that scream came from, you can see Jillian, her form being pulled and into the darkness. And as you look towards the darkness, you could see the silhouette of that stalagmite kind of creature that looks like it's reeling her in. I can't hear you. What did you do? All right. You want to yell it at me? Just let me know what you want to do and then fix it. You can see it. You can see what looks like a fleshy rope, like a wrapped around her, pulling her, like a tentacle, anything. He's about 20 feet from you. You want to run and jump. You want to run. You want to jump down, basically, because you are elevated from her at this point, as you guys are climbing up. All right. Go ahead and roll an attack. It's only 20 feet, so you're jumping, you're running, and you're jumping towards her, making an attack. That's 23 hits. As you come down with your halberd and you chop down and you slice part of this fleshy tentacle. Still holding on though. This like it's pretty sturdy. You can see that still part of her still pulling her from that tentacle. Yes. All right, go ahead and use your bonus. 17. Unfortunately, as you hit with the backside of the halberd, you hear like a twanging sound, like a rope being like pulled as you come down. But it's still just there, real taut, like the like this ropey, fleshy thing taut towards wherever it's pulling. That's gonna be the end of your turn, I'm assuming. All right, next up, Jillian. Once again, you feel yourself getting pulled. What do you do? Oh, I can't hear you.
It's because I'm sassing myself right now. Hold on.
Oh, okay.
Is the creature made of rock? Or is it fleshy?
You don't know exactly, but from what you could tell, it looks like a rock. But according to how that fleshy tentacle that's around you, it feels like just like leathery, rough skin, if anything, hide. Do.
What I do is I'm gonna cast Shatter in hopes that at least the loud high pitched of it makes it let go of me and thrive in pain.
Okay, so you're gonna reach out and in its area. How big is the shatter, by the way?
Hold on.
What's the radius? I'm asking because I know like shatter's a radius, right?
So 10 or
It
15.
is 60.
No, 60 is like how far you can do it. Like 60 feet's how
Oh,
far you
hold on.
can do it.
10 foot radius sphere.
Okay.
Spear.
All right, so yeah, so it's 10-foot square, which is basically the size of this creature, like the whole area around it, just to kind of shatter. You can see parts of debris just like slightly kind of push off, where there's like other stalagmites, like you could see they're actual stalagmites. But other than that, it looked like it took it.
Can I like try and wiggle out?
You got anything else?
No. That's it. End of turn. I don't know if you can hear me or not.
Oh, what was that?
Is it end of turn?
End of turn. All right, I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
Sorry.
Next up is the Roper. The Roper, where you see this stalagmite-looking creature as it starts to wheel you closer in, pulling you 25 feet closer to it. At the 25 feet mark, its gaping maw is in front of you. As it reaches with its other tentacle and pull in and takes a bite.
Ow.
It's a natural 15
Yes.
plus 7.
Yes.
As you take sorry, Misty.
Am I dead already? I'm unconscious, aren't I?
I don't know how
Dang.
much health you have.
27?
As you take 29 piercing damage as Hell Scream, you could see Misty's form get pulled quickly into its maw. As it does so, you see it just the razor sharp teeth come up and just crunch down onto the side of her body as you see her pass out for a quick moment as she loses consciousness.
It's been real fun, guys. See y'all next week.
Theo, you hear the scream, you look back, you could see Misty getting pulled into the darkness.
Do I just see red hair in the moth like this?
You pretty much see like her limp body stuck on this large stalagmite.
Yeah, I'm gonna scream, no! And he like does like a flip with his scimitar, like, and he's gonna stab it and slide down.
It's a good 40 feet or so from you.
Oh, I thought it was 20 feet.
No, because she was already getting pulled from previously, and she got pulled another 25.
Okay, so
And she was
the
also
base-
ways behind you too.
Okay. So that means that's about my half of my distance, right? How far is it from me? You said 45
Yeah,
feet?
40 feet. What's your max?
30.
Yeah, you're 30, right? Okay. You could basically get up to 10 feet at this point. You're basically near where Hellscream is, because the creature's tentacle already pulled her away from him.
Okay. So then I guess I...
Check.
Yep, I could hear you.
Fucking finally, holy shit.
Sound like crap though.
Oof.
It's really bad.
The only way you pick up audio is not like it's on the laptop itself, not camera.
You might want to put the laptop itself because it worked just fine for Giselle in our sessions.
I'm confusing.
It sounded super loud. Like super distorted. I'm sorry, Theo.
Okay, so let's do... Okay, so I'm going to dash
Okay.
towards... So you said she's like halfway in its mouth?
It's in its mouth. It's in her mouth, but you could see part of her body sticking out. Like, she's already tiny, and this thing's a
Right.
large creature. You could see that it looks like it's biting into like the side of her whole torso on the side, and you could see like her legs are sticking out one side, and then the rest of her arms and head is on the other.
Is she still wrapped around its thing?
Yeah, you can see like she's tangled into like these tentacle-like arms.
Jeez.
Yeah, there you go. She's here.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Let's do a
Okay.
little bit
So
of representation.
I guess I'm dashing right to its side. How many other tentacles do I see?
It looks like it's hard to count, but you can see at least 3 or 4 more other ones.
Fucking A. All right, whatever. So I dash to its side as close as I can. I mean, at 60 feet, I get to like its base, right? I can't hear you.
Sorry. Say again.
With a 60 feet dash, I could get right next to it.
Yeah, absolutely. You can dash.
Okay. I'm using my dash action to do that, and then I'm going to use my second wind to get some more HP.
Okay, go ahead and roll.
What do I roll for that again?
D10 plus your con.
Okay, D10 plus my con. Well, let's grab it. Something.
All right, so that's gonna be
This
the
is
end of your
plus
turn.
Fighter level.
Oh, that's better, dude. Now you sound much better.
Yeah, it says fighter level though. Not con.
Oh, it's not con, it's fighter. Okay, so I get an extra.
Oh, fighter level. My bad. Yeah, thanks for reminding me. Okay, and then that's gonna be the end of your turn. You're up. I'm gonna put your character right here to kind of represent where you are.
Okay, yeah, and then I'd say, why don't you stick one of those ropes where you somebody bigger, son of a.
Okay, May, you're up. As you already saw your friend get pulled, you see Theo and Hellscream try to take action.
How far away is she from me?
She's like 30. She's like 30 feet from you because you were already in the back with her. So you were initially the person most closest to her. So you're like 30 feet.
Then I'm going to go up to 30 feet, and I'm going to grapple it, trying to restrain it from chomping on her some more, pulling her in more.
All right. Go ahead and roll an athletics check with your grappler. Okay, it says you have creatures. So you have advantage.
Can I use my inspiration?
Yes, you did have inspiration from the last session. You may. A 16.
19.
A 19. Right, that's right. It rolled a natural 14. And no grappling skills, but alright. So it rolled an 18 as you get into it, as you run up to this massive, hideous looking spire of a creature. You go up to it and you start trying to untangle its arms as you're getting close to Jillian at this point. You could see her limp body hanging from its teeth, and you're at this point you're controlling like 3 of these tentacles as best you can, because it looks like there's tentacles kind of like everywhere, so there's other portions of it that you can't really grasp and control, but you feel like from whatever you're in front of, you have good control of.
Okay, that's the end of my turn.
Okay. And Mechanicus.
So I'm taking it my invisibility spell drop.
Actually, I'm a retcon May seeing Theo, but she saw at least Hellscream. Theo didn't attack yet, but it's still up. Like you're invisible. May just turn visible as you start grappling with it.
Okay.
And Theo you can't see, nor Trina. You could only see Hellscream, May, and Jillian, as you could see her small form just being ragdolled.
What is the Sturgis doing?
The Sturges are getting closer. They have not stopped.
All right. I mean, they see him, so Mechanicus is going to drop the spell.
Okay.
So everybody can see everybody, and he fishes around in his pocket, and he pulls out a small blue potion. And I'm going to take this small mana potion.
That's a bonus action.
Okay, so 2d4 plus 2.
Right.
So 7.
Damn, a 1 and a 4. That sucks. You still have an action. You have movement.
How far away am I?
From you were like in the middle of the group. You're a good at least 30 feet, 35 actually, since you're in front
Okay.
of May, because May was kind of like at the back when you were in the middle.
Alright, Mechanicus is going to take a step toward it to get within 30 feet.
Okay.
This. Alright, no shenanigans this time. I'm going to cast. Mechanicus takes out like this little metallic looking powder and it throws it up. Chance a power word, and I'm going to cast Enlarge on Hellscream.
All right. As you bring out the pinch of iron powder, and you say your incantations, you see the powder. These iron powders just spark like a small little piece of firework, and Hellscream, as you there, and you take your final hit of actually it's after you already see like Jillian get pulled and just get chomped, and as you're there staring at her, staring at the situation in horror, you feel yourself slightly adjust, and you see what looks like the spire that's holding Jillian becomes getting smaller and smaller, and you see Jillian, small as she is already, get smaller as well. As you there look down and you see your hulking body right now, and that you're in a large. He's a large creature right now. Yeah.
Yes.
All right, and that's gonna be the end of your turn, Mechanicus.
Yeah.
Hellscream. Oh, nope. The end of the turn. Lair action. As you see the swarm come even closer, as it starts to gain distance, closing in the gap between you and this giant swimming like school of Sturges. They're about a good 20 feet from you now. Hellscream, you're up.
Well, I feel the power, and reading this, it says that my weapon also gets bigger.
You're about good.
That's both weapons.
You're
right?
about 15 feet from the
Anything you're carrying gets bigger.
Yep. Everything, yeah. It's like magically you're bigger.
Everything.
Everything, yeah. Even your schlong. You're about 15 feet from the from where you see Jillian and May right now, and Theo. Oh no, sorry, you can't see Theo. But yeah, you can see May and Jillian right now, and you can see May just trying to wrestle with like whatever tentacles are in front of her.
Okay. So I'm gonna pry the one tentacle that's holding down Jillian.
Okay. As you run up towards it, go ahead and roll an athletics check with advantage.
Crit.
Whoa. As you go towards, you start hulking. It's like you feel like the Hulk just kind of just like stomping towards it, running towards it, and you just lay your hands as you start pulling and prying parts of where the tentacle and the mouth is meeting. And you get to the point you pry it open, and her body just flops. You see her body fall to the ground. She unmoving. That's gonna be the end of your turn.
That's an action.
That's an action. It's an attack. It's technically an attack action.
Check. I want to say yes, but let me just check something real quick.
Whoever doing these little animations, thank you.
Yeah, that'll be the end of my turn.
All right. Next up, Jillian. Roll a death save.
Dead. Dead.
Holy shit.
Whoa. And next up is the Roper. As it starts to struggle, trying to remove its tentacles and trying to use its other tentacles around May and Hellscream. It makes a multi-attack with 4 tendrils.
Is that 4 separate attacks?
Yes.
Nani?
So the first tendril goes at you, May. That is a natural 6 plus 7. So that's 13 to hit.
Miss.
Miss. That's an 18 for the second one as it comes towards you, May.
Hit.
That hits. As you see another rope just slap against you and then starts wrapping around you. You take no damage, but you are in a restraint right now. To get out, you would have to do like a strength save.
Okay.
The Hellscream. You see one of the other tentacles go towards you. It is a 17 to hit.
Oh fuck yeah, that hits.
Same for you as you start to feel your body go into a restraint. And it's gonna
Does
take.
it have disadvantage for?
Say again. What happened?
I'm just wondering if the large size has a disadvantage.
The large arms? Disadvantage? No, because it's a large as well. The creature is large already, so it's kind of like almost the same size as Hellscream. And you see the stalactite body start to shift and move as you see its teeth grow out of it and then just chomp down towards the ground, towards Jillian once again. For an advantage as she is prone on the floor. Natural 19 to hit. As
So long.
it grabs onto her body again as it just chomps onto it. Everyone that is looking right now, her body's still in its teeth right now, kind of ragdoll. It looks like it's like beginning to chew on her. She takes.
Was that out of the box you were singing over there?
Hell yeah!
8.
Mm.
Wow. Okay. I rolled really shitty on the damage.
Wait, wouldn't that have killed her? Because if you take damage while you're unconscious, that's 2 death fails.
Oh, you're right. You're right. I don't know why I'm doing that. She already has 2 death fails right now. That's all it is.
One dead.
One death fail.
Oh
Plus
shit!
2?
So long, farewell to you, my friend. Goodbye for now, until we meet again.
It's been great.
So, as you two are seeing the, as you two are grappled, and everybody else that's kind of looking on board right now, you see the creature grapple May and Hellscream in place as it's shifting its body, its weird form towards the fallen Jillian. As you see its teeth wide open as it goes down and grabs onto her, and you could see its teeth grinding against her body. Those that are looking, you could see the dead eyes right now on Jillian as she stares into just nothingness. As you see blood come out her mouth.
Shit just got real.
As Jillian is no more. And that's going to be the end of its turn.
I thought you were going
I thought you were going to end the session.
What the fuck? No! Oh my god.
Theo, you look upon Jillian as you can see the dead stare of her eyes just not moving as you see them go dull and gray. What do you do? You see your other 2 comrades right now being grappled, helpless at this point, trying to do something.
Theo's just shocked. Kind of, he lost his toothpick. Like whatever he has in his mouth just fell off. He's just looking at May and looking back at Mechanicus, and he's just shaking his head. This thing's too powerful for us. We have to get out of here. He swings at the rope that has May in order to cut it off.
All right.
Free her.
Go ahead and roll an attack. You come down, and you just, its hide have certain areas that are tough as you come down with the blade, and it's almost like hitting it with a dull blade where you don't see any cut going through it. You see like a blemish going, like come upon that weird tendril, but it still grab onto her.
All right. I run to her, and I'm gonna I guess be there ready to help her when she tries to get out.
Okay.
Just leave my dead body. Run.
I'm tangled with it.
Oh yeah.
Sorry. I'm
Oh
sorry,
my God, don't
Jillian.
leave May.
So sorry. Okay. And that's gonna be the end of your turn, Theo?
Yeah, that's the end of my turn.
May, you look upon Jillian right now with a wave of nausea as you see your friend just looks lifeless and just begin to be gorged by the creature right now.
I'm sorry, he's eating me?
Yes.
I can't stop it.
So wouldn't that be advantage if he's like not paying attention?
Is
Almost
he,
like-
am I still holding on to any of them? Is he still holding on to
You're
me?
like grabbing onto some of them, but it's like one of them is like grabbing onto you. I mean, you see Jillian right now, and she looks like part of her body's already missing.
You all need to leave out of here now. I'll catch up. And I'm going to still hold on to the ones that I've got so it doesn't try to latch onto anyone else. Still going to try to grapple it, but I am going to try to loosen up the one that he's holding on to me.
Okay, go ahead and roll a strength, because it's wrapped around you and it's kind of like almost restraining you. Go ahead and roll a strength check. I'm sorry, save.
And with advantage, I'm helping her.
Oh yes,
Doesn't that
you are
count?
helping her. My bad. Yes.
And it doesn't matter.
It's
Oh
This is the worst time to
That was a
have shitty
save?
rolls right now.
yeah, unfortunately,
right?
you're still in it.
I'm stuck in it. I'm yelling at you guys to go. To
Okay.
go.
Mechanic, is that going to be the end? I'm sorry, May. That was going to be the end of your turn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I have nothing else to do.
Mechanicus, what do you do?
Does this seem like this creature's intelligent?
It has some sort of, intelligence of
Doesn't matter,
trickery,
try to do it.
and like it looks like it's mimicking
Mechanicus
something.
Reaches in his pocket and pulls out a feather and starts waving it in the air and goes, "Paw!" It starts like jumping and kicking and crap, and he catches Tasha's hideous laughter on it.
Go ahead and roll just post the, there we go. A DC 15. What is it I'm saving?
Your intelligence. Now, if it has an intelligence of 4 or less, it auto saves.
Yeah,
If
no.
it fails, it's prone and incapacitated.
So the target must succeed on a wisdom save. That's what I'm trying to figure out. What save is he?
Wisdom save.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. And wisdom. It rolls an 11 plus 3. It's 14. It fails. All right. Creature within at the end of each turn. Okay. So it's prone. Is it prone? No, it's not.
It's incapacitated.
So May and Hellscream, you feel the tendrils and tentacles loosen up around you. As you look behind, you could see the creature oddly laughing. You don't know what's happening. You could see its mouth moving and it's making some weird noise. And you could see Jillian, like, half-eaten body still kind of hanging off its bottom teeth.
What was that noise again?
Don't even ask. I don't know how to do it again. It falls what looks like prone. It's kind of weird the way it kind of just tumbles over. That's gonna be the end of your turn?
Like limp dicks over under the ground.
Yeah, like a limp dick. Yeah. A flaccid, yeah. An old flaccid dick. That's how it flops over.
Quickly run! And
All right.
Mechanicus is going to take off.
All right. And you start running off, and you start running in that direction, 30 feet. Well, actually, not running, you're climbing as you continue to climb up this path, which looks like it leads to light, as you previously remember seeing what possibly can be an exit.
While he's climbing, he yells, "May, there's nothing we can do. Come, hurry!"
And that's going to be the end of Mechanicus' turn.
That's his turn.
Hellscream, you feel your large form at one point get tangled into its tentacles, and then you look over as you see its grip loosen up. What do? You see Jillian right now's form, half-eaten body. And you look over to Mechanicus. Everybody is visible at this point. You can hear him yell, "Run!"
So I'm free at the moment.
Yes.
Like I'm not entangled.
Nobody's entangled now.
Do I
Okay.
need to do a search?
Yes, it's a 1d2 for you. two does not do anything on a 1d2. So you're good.
Is there any way I could pick up the body of said Jillian's?
You see that it's kind of just like limply, just like hanging off the teeth that's right next to you. You feel like you can just grab her small form and run.
That's what I'm doing.
Or part of it. And you just grab her body. You could see that as you grab onto her saddle, you see like an arm missing. As you see the part of her torso kind of just ripped open. And you begin to run?
Yeah.
All right, and you begin to run, and you could see Mechanicus already starting to make its way up, and you start climbing up as well. That's gonna be the end of your turn. Theo. What do? You see Hellscream running with the remains of Jillian.
He kind of gags a little bit because he hasn't seen this much gore since back in the day.
Poor tiny child body.
I knew you'd lose that arm one day. Sorry.
Oh.
Too soon.
Too soon, yeah. Too soon, Theo.
Sorry.
Oh my god. Oh, what do you do, Theo?
He's dashing.
Okay, yeah, you start to dash.
Dashing away.
You're taking a dash action as you climb up the cavern steps. You hear the buzzing of the sturges, the swarm coming towards you. You see them start making noises. They start slapping against the cavernous walls. May. Same. You hear the sturges coming closer. You see your friends running at this point.
I'm gonna follow suit. I'm going to run and just start climbing.
All right. I need everyone. No, I'm sorry. Mechanicus, you're doing the same, right? You running?
Yeah. He's trying.
Everyone at this point, you guys are all running up, running in the sense of climbing. You're trying to escape at timely, quickly manners. You see the swarm coming behind you. It engulfs the stalagmite creature finally as you see the swarm go over them. The swarm starts to pass through you as you start feeling the scratches and the ensemble of all these sturges that start to pour on you and start to climb on top of you and take bites off of you guys. Everybody, taking it open and out more floor. Oh, gassy. All right, and everybody. Oh, it's an attack. I'm sorry. I'm gonna start from May. That's gonna be a 13 to hit. Miss. Behind it's Hellscream. It is going to be an 18 to hit.
Yeah, it hits.
All right. Theo. That's going to be a 15 to hit.
It hits.
Okay. That's going to be Mechanicus. That's going to be a 16 to hit.
Yeah.
And this is going to be Tatrina. That hits as well. All right. Oh, I don't know why I did that here. Okay. May, you take 17 piercing damage as you look down and you see that there are 4 sturges attached to you, and you can see them just vibrating, and you see the wings flapping as they're sucking away like parts of your body. 17 piercing damage. I'm sorry. Wait,
Okay.
did you get hit?
No.
May-
No, that was supposed to be to Hellscream. My bad. Hellscream, you
Okay.
take 17 damage, and you take 4 Sturges on top of you. Sorry about that. Theo,
Is
you
he still large?
what?
Is he still large?
Yes, he
Should
is.
be.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
What do I get?
you take you take 11 piercing damage, and you have 2 Sturges attached to you as you look, and you guys are trying to avoid it. And Mechanicus, you take 10 piercing damage, and you have 3 Sturges attached to you as you guys are starting running. You can feel the Sturges on top of your back. And for Trina, he takes, holy shit, he fucking gets hit. He takes 15 piercing damage, and she has,
Y'all can't let her die, otherwise I would have died in vain.
4 Sturges on her. And you guys right now, you guys continue to run. As you guys are right now just huffing it away, trying to get away from the swarm. As you can see, as you start climbing, you can see what looks like daylight. You can see the parts of the sun. Looks like it's streaking parts of the into the cavern. It's blinding as you guys are going towards it right now. Everyone roll a Constitution saving throw right now as you all just huffing it. As you guys are a good 40 feet or so getting up to that, up into the top portion of the cavern. Is that everybody? Yo, daughters.
4. Yes.
Shit. All right. Everyone but May. You take a point of exhaustion as the sense of just having all these Sturges sucking away at you while your blood loss is kind of getting to you. You start beginning feeling the fatigue as you climb.
Wait, everybody but May?
Everybody
Takes
but
it.
May succeeded.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I misheard.
I didn't finish what I was saying. My bad. Everybody but May succeeded. So yeah, May, you take 1 point of exhaustion. As you guys meet the steep rocky incline, and you struggle just for a few seconds to look upon the light, and your gaze up ahead, you notice that you guys are not too far. As you keep prying through, you see another swarm of Sturges kind of like flapping through, and you see them pass by going into the light at this point. As you reach the top, and you could see clearly that you can see trees are the first things you kind of first things that you're met with. As you guys are right now running through the forest, blinding from the sunlight as you're waiting for your eyes to kind of adjust to it. You see the swarm rise up, and at this point the swarm looks like it's just going into the fog as you guys continue to run off, and you guys are kind of looking towards the distant area where the swarm could possibly be going. You guys have finally reached the top and out of the Underdark. But with a fallen comrade.
What's 2 fallen comrades? This cavern is cursed.
Diane's gonna go up to Trina and just deck her out in the jaw.
You see everybody come right now, like trying to catch their breath, and you guys, everybody's kind of like leaning on a tree or just folded over trying to catch a breath. And you see Trina just with her hands down on her knees, and you just go up to her and you just you just crack her one on the side, without her even noticing you're coming to attack her. Go ahead and roll your attack. $21 to hit, as you have advantage, as she didn't see it coming. As you see her jaw just clenches over, as she slumps to the ground, and she's still breathing hard, and she looks at you, and she could see your eyes, and she says nothing back, as she's kind of figured out where that came from.
This is all your fault. I hope it was worth it to you, because it really wasn't worth it to us. You should have just stayed down there and died. We lost 2 companions because of you. 2! Why shouldn't I just kill you now?
She looks at you, and you can see her eyes kind of just wandering around, like looking at your eyes, and it looks like she's kind of like searching for an answer. I'm terribly sorry. I promise you, this would be for a reason to look up to get out of the shadow, the clenched fist of the clergy. I see you. You're not one to need to hide their true selves from their powers.
So because you can't use your magic, you're going to sacrifice anyone in your guys' way to get it back. Why don't you guys just, I don't know, leave? I'm sorry that I can't use the ability of magic, nor do I wish that upon myself to see that it's how it is here. But there are other places that accept it. Why don't you guys just leave and not stay here?
She gets up and she starts wiping her mouth. As you can see, like there's a bunch of blood coming from her mouth. Do you know how it is to grow up as a child and not know you have these abilities, and to be targeted and eradicated? I know many children that cannot speak for me or for themselves because they were taken along with their parents, their uncles, their friends. I'm not doing it because I want to use my power, because I can. I'm doing it for my kind to stop suffering.
I wish we would have just left you here. You weren't worth it. And I'm just gonna walk off.
I didn't get the last portion of your. I heard you say you walk off.
Yeah, I pretty much just tell her that I wish you stayed down there. I wish we would have just killed you. After we found out that Meliodas was gone, you weren't worth it.
She just looks down and just kind of accepts what you say.
I'm gonna walk over to Hellscream to see Jillian.
What is the rest of you doing at this point?
Being dead.
Besides Jillian, which
Leo
we
is
all
just
know
kind
what
of
she's
shaking
doing.
his head at Trina, and just kind of looks at Hellscream and I guess it's unspoken. May, do you want to bury her here?
I would appreciate it, yes.
All right.
I'm gonna touch Jillian's hair, and I'm going to take some locks of hair and tie it to my braids.
My hair.
I'm sorry.
I mean, it could be worse. She could have took a finger.
I'd rather the finger than my hair.
I start digging with, let's see, what do I got?
I think one of the packs comes with the.
Little shovel. Explorer's pack.
I just have a hammer and a climbing axe.
Mechanicus walks up, and you can see like tears in his eyes.
Don't lie.
For real. And like he's kind of like wiping dirt off of Jillian, you know, trying to like clean her up some. And just kind of like not really talking to anybody, but just talking. He says, "This is the second time that I've had to say goodbye to a daughter. It never gets easier. And I hoped that through you, that I could have made right what I had done before. And I'm sorry I failed you." And then he just slumps his shoulders and turns and walks away. And then I guess he dies of old age. I mean, it's the thing to do now. I mean,
Muted.
You guys begin to say your words and begin to fill this trench, this area where you find that it's surrounded by these trees in the mist. These trees are kind of aligned like in a perfect triangle. And it looks like the perfect spot between it. As you figured, this is probably the best way to give memorial to your comrade. As you begin to dig away in this spot, and you lay her form in and say your goodbyes.
It's a sad day, but it's not the last. We must carry on in their memories. We've all lost someone close to us, and I hope this doesn't make us grow farther apart, but closer.
And we're gonna take a break and come back.
Yeah.
Why is this so sad? Why did we just run?
We'll take a 5 minutes and we shall continue on.
I need a fucking shot or something.
Dude, for real, that's like the saddest D&D death I have ever seen, as far as being a part of.
Yeah.
Like, I've been around a lot of people that's died in D&D, and like, I've killed a lot of people, but like, that genuinely was sad. That hurt more than Ray. Well, with Ray, it's because as a player, you know they're coming back, but I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's crazy. Mechanicus lost his second daughter.
It was also shocking because, you know, we all really thought we had a chance of at least getting her out. I think we all had the idea we would be getting out, just get her out of there. But the fact that it just kind of chomped at her.
Yeah.
I mean,
How do you know with
nothing
2 death
I could
saves? How
do.
do you know that's a thing? So if you're dead, if you're unconscious, if you get attacked, 2 death saves that fails.
Yeah.
Oh man.
If you roll
That's
a one,
sad.
you take 2 as well.
That's
I just
crazy.
I didn't know what else to do. I thought about trying to reduce its size so that it couldn't bite her again.
Well, what sucked
I
was
don't know.
if that 19 happened to be a 20 that she first rolled, maybe she would have gotten ungrappled, and we could have just went. Like, it's crazy that one roll. Maybe he could have saved her.
Dude, there's so many people that's died just from one roll.
That's crazy. I need to get. I'm gonna make a rum and coke or something, or Jack and Coke.
Yeah, I'm fixing to get some rum.
Dead.
Sorry. mean, I gave you chances.
My wire's disconnected and I couldn't hear anything.
Gotcha. Well, all I can say is sorry. I gave you chances, try to get out. I let your buddies try to help you, but shit just didn't go right.
I mean, it's okay.
You are my official first character that I killed.
I think that's like my first actual character death.
That's your first character death?
Yeah, like playing with you guys, I think that's my first like actual character death.
Right.
I'm drinking.
You drinking? You already started?
I needed that. Holy shit.
I had to go check on
Jelly.
my butter.
You say something, dude? I think Theo, I can't hear what you're saying, Theo. Can't hear you, bro. You were just talking. What happened? Hello?
What?
What are you saying, man?
I can't hear you. Can you hear us?
There he
You
goes.
talking to me?
Huh?
Were you talking to us?
No.
Oh, we see your mouth talking and like moving, and it was like, I don't think he.
My wife.
My wife. Gotcha. Oh boy. Yeah, that was my first character kill.
Assassination.
Yeah, pretty much. Feel kind of bad.
Depression eating right now.
Was that like thing a legendary creature?
No.
What the fuck? It had 4 attacks
Yeah, man. It's
and a high AC. Very high.
The challenge rating is the same as the Umber Hulk.
Damn, man. Shit.
It has 4 attacks, but those tentacles don't do damage. It only has 1 damaging attack. If that makes
Which
sense.
is the bite.
Right.
Jeez, man.
But it bites fucking hard.
Yeah, it does.
Well, time to start fresh.
Oh boy. What happened? Oh. He's gotta go for a bio break.
Number 1 or number 2?
It's number 2.
Nice.
I'm pouring you some.
Oh man. I need some Jack. Because I already have the Coke.
Yeah, this is a Christmas gift. Some Bermuda black rum.
Ooh, that sounds amazing. Oh.
It's so caramel and silky.
Ooh. You know, I never gotten myself like a really high-end rum.
It's more, you know, Bacardi, when we went to the factory,
Mm-hmm.
we got to taste some of the really expensive one. They give like little samples when you go to the factory. And that shit it's amazing. It's just like, you're like, whoa.
That's awesome.
Fucking smooth. Fucked you up.
Oh,
You
okay.
definitely leave there like fucked up. It's
Yeah, I
really
bet.
fun.
I bet. Oh my god. It's like I'm glad to be DMing again since I was sick, but then I'm kind of like not glad that I had to kill a character.
It's just it's one of those things. Ooh. Speaking of tomorrow, what can we start earlier or do it? What's going on tomorrow?
I'm gonna let you guys know if I'm gonna like what's gonna happen because I'm not too sure if I'm gonna get to.
You want to ease back into it?
Yeah, I'll let you guys know.
Okay. Tomorrow, because
How I
we're
feel.
we're just purging. We're going to one room and we're just purging the shit out of it. That's like our task. We got our moving boxes and we're just gonna
Fuck,
fucking
I can't even remember.
Marie
I can't
Como
even.
that shit.
I can't even remember where we left off. So I'm gonna have to try to get my bearings back for that.
On that shit. Is that your character death ice cream, Misty?
It's a streusel.
Okay. Close.
But yes, I am depressed eating. Sad eating right now.
My fault.
No, I checked on my butter mixture that's going on right now and like hotbox myself. It was nice.
Nice.
All right. Tito should be here pretty soon.
That chair is so white.
Yeah. He made a mistake because it's leather. It's sweaty ass, man.
Ooh.
Why is it so white?
So, you guys take a moment after you've made your memorial for Jillian, as you guys begin to notice part of the area that you were in. It looks like there's a clearing of the mist, the heavy fog like mist that kind of sticks around. But as you continue on, you notice it's an area that it's pretty clear in the mist, and when you're on when you get towards this area, you notice that there's definitely like a lack. I'd say that you guys are on more like in a higher area. First of all, and there's an area where you stand and you can see, in the sense of like where the valley kind of this forest is located, and you're above the thick part of the mist that's kind of covering everything. But you look down onto the forest canopy and you see what looks like a distant valley, where only so much where the fog kind of cuts off like certain parts of the area. Misty, not Misty, sorry, May. I'm thinking about your character, I'm sorry. May, you notice right away. You see what looks like maybe a mile or so further down. You can see what looks like a column of thick smoke. It looks like it's kind of like coming from not in the center of the valley, but towards like another ridge, if it's kind of going in an incline. But the thing that catches your attention the most as you're looking at it is that occasionally you see flicker of green, like illuminating parts of it, of this of this thick smoke from a distance, this pillar of smoke. I don't know if you've ever seen like a volcano where there's parts of like thunder, kind of like lightning coming out of it. I mean, it kind of resembles that, but not really like lightning. You just see part of the pillar just light up, flicker ever so faintly.
Hey guys, I spot something this way, over the next bridge or so. There's a pillar of smoke that shows kind of green to it. It might be related to the camp they were at, because there was all that Nuka stone out there. Maybe we should head that way and see if that group is still there.
Did we rest? We didn't rest.
No,
We just buried.
you as you get out, since this portion of the clearing that you're in, it's not so much heavy forested kind of area where like a lot of trees are populated in this immediate area. You're like in a decent sized field, sort of like where you're higher from this valley where you can see down, and because you're out of the fog of this mist, I mean, you can see the sun already at the western horizon already start to kind of get ever so close.
Did anybody keep Jillian's bag?
I'm gonna make the assumption that whatever she had on her, you guys didn't just kind of like buried unless you decided.
Does she have anything valuable?
Not
Well, you have-
really.
All right,
has
so
the bag of tricks.
whoever's looking through her stuff,
I just grabbed her hair, so I didn't look through her things.
It's my hair.
I'm sorry. It's so pretty.
okay.
Mechanicus probably would have took her bag. Like, not opened it or anything, but he would have just took her bag.
Yeah. You
Kitty
right
just
away.
wants
One of the
my
first things you notice, and she has an entertainer's pack, and you notice all the stuff that comes generally in an entertainer's pack, which is like bedrolls and costumes, candles, rations, water skin, and a disguise kit. And damn it, Misty, leave it alone. She has.
I'm sorry.
Okay, so she has ball bearings. She has a forgery kit. She has leather armor, and she has her most notable hurdy-gurdy. Her like really like tiny meant for her hurdy-gurdy that she has, and you do find on her 54 gold, 1 platinum, and 17 silver.
Just going through my shit like I'm some random corpse on the side of the road.
Mechanicus pulls the money out.
Of course he does.
Put this with the rest. And then he throws the pack to May with the money in it. He's going to take her hurdy-gurdy and put it in his backpack.
Okay, so you take the hurdy-gurdy. And May, you have the rest of her pack with the rest of her things. So that's the entertainer's pack, whatever comes with it. And also fine clothes, ball bearings.
Who
And
got the dagger? The dagger
I
bag,
believe
whatever
Theo has it.
is?
Yeah, Theo.
And before they leave, Mechanicus reaches into his pack and he pulls out an owlbear feather from the owlbear we had bought. And he just goes up and actually he's going to pull out 5 and he just sticks them in the dirt around her burial marker since they don't have any flowers.
And you said you're gonna do what with the feathers?
He puts them in the dirt
Okay.
around Jillian's headstone or whatever we marked her grave with.
Yeah.
Since they don't have flowers, he's just trying to make
Right.
it pretty.
Okay. You put her
You still kept the
feathers there.
hurdy-gurdy, right?
Yeah, it's
he
in
took
his
it, yeah.
bag.
Okay. Now the rest of you guys are doing at this point. I'm assuming this already happened before May had noticed the pillar of smoke down the valley.
I got s'mores. She made them fancy. Look, it's like white chocolate and raspberry.
I'm kind of jelly.
Raspberry jelly. Sorry. Let's let's head to that smoke.
Are you sure that is wise? It could be dangerous people over there, and we are all almost dead.
I don't know where we are. We're in the middle of the woods. And I mean, you try to get close up to it, at least maybe scout it out. One of us can. I can do it.
It is too risky, May. We've already lost too many people on this damned excursion.
We have to do something.
We need to keep moving. Obviously, we can find a place to rest. Perhaps this is a camp. It may be benevolent, it may not be. But we have to keep moving.
Seeing that everybody wants to go to this camp, Mechanicus just huffs, starts walking toward it. Stay about 30 feet behind me, and I'll approach them. If they attack us, I've lived a good life. I'll make sure you get away.
What do you?
And he just starts trudging toward the camp.
Wait, so you guys are heading towards
Smoke.
the smoke?
The smoke.
Okay. What is the?
Mechanicus is in the lead, and he told them to stay about 30 foot back and be quiet and stealthy. So, if
Okay.
something bad happens, it only happens to him.
What is the turn order from left to right?
Mechanicus in front, wherever the front would be.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess Hellscream. Hellscream, you'd be in front or next to Mechanicus.
I'll stay in the back.
All right.
Mechanicus is way ahead of them, 30 feet.
What are the rest of you guys doing as you see Mechanicus huffing it up as best as he can in his old bones, kind of just trying to get in front of the party? What are you guys doing, the rest of you guys, as far as marching order?
I'll go
I'm
first.
gonna be looking for medicinal herbs as we're going.
Okay. It's gonna as you guys are traveling, and you guys are going down the valley towards the area where you thought, wherever you know the direction of where that smoke pillar was. You guys get into that decline, and as you do, the fog kind of comes back up again, because when you guys were on that ridge, that it's kind of like think of the, you were on a peak essentially, but not necessarily like a peak, but you guys were definitely on a higher portion of the hill. Because of that, you were out of the mist and you could see past. But as soon as you guys start going into the valley, the mist comes back up, and you lose sight of where that pillar was because of the constant mist, and it makes it hard for you to look through anything May. So I'm gonna give you a disadvantage on perception check or survival, as far as like looking for any kind of herbs at this point. Unfortunately, an 8, it's kind of like a constant rush of like, Mechanicus is kind of like ahead of you guys. It was really difficult, unfortunately, as you guys continue on this path. But since Mechanicus is taking the lead, you will be rolling your survival check, trying to figure out what direction that pillar lies while you are in the midst of this. You go in mist, and you start going a direction, and as you notice you're going in this direction and you look back, you kind of see the outlines of the rest of your group kind of trying to catch up, and you look back in a portion of the direction where you're going forward, and you kind of feel like you have no idea if you're even going in the right direction at this point. You feel very, very much not in confidence as far as where you're going.
How high does it like seem like if I could get like 10 foot off the ground that I could see over the fog or something?
According to how it looked like when you were on that ridge, it looks like the fog kind of almost met the top portion of the canopy. So you figure it's kind of thick. It doesn't feel like there's a thin layer of this fog. You feel like you would have to go a good 5 to 10 feet above the canopy to even get a good like sighting, so like a good distance.
Gotcha.
Of visibility.
Gotcha. Y'all see him stop, kind of looks to the left, turns to the right, looks up at the sky, and then just starts walking a direction.
You doing okay there?
I'm doing as well as any of you would be doing right now. Just follow behind.
And you keep walking. I felt like someone might have an ability that kind of know what direction is what. I want to say it's probably Hellscream.
Is it like, have we walked this path before?
No. You guys are just in the forest. And the forest is the forest. It's hard to tell if you've seen any tree more than once. Don't you have a feature like Outlander or something like that? I feel like
Yeah.
What was the feature for Outlander?
Can memorize maps.
I can't remember.
And geographical like locations and shit or something like that.
Go ahead and click on the thing to show it on the. See if we can find.
I don't know why it's not on my character sheet.
You have the Outlander background, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll. This Hellscream. Go ahead and roll a survival check, and this is kind of like to figure out, kind of like where's north at this point.
Alright.
Is it just him or?
Just him because of his feature.
Crit.
Wow.
You know what I
Okay.
mean?
Yeah. As you guys begin to kind of head this direction, and you notice that Mechanicus is kind of veering off. Instead of going it's southwest. You're going more towards like southeast at this point. And you notice like Mechanicus is like not going in the right direction. You know that you visibly cannot see where that pillar lies and where like the destination you guys were aiming towards, but you know that you're definitely off course because of the direction he's going.
Yeah, so I yelled to Mechanicus. It's in the opposite that. Well, he's heading in the wrong direction. It's what, southwest, so opposite direction.
Yeah,
More or less.
yeah. You guys are going southeast, but you should be going southwest. You guys are going south, but just the wrong south.
Gotcha. So I tell him to veer right to the bit.
Mechanicus stops, looks back, kind of sighs, starts walking and veering right.
Okay. As you guys continue on, you begin to lose sunlight at this point. As you can see that the misty forest begins to turn to dark. And this fog, this constant mist, this heavy, thick mist is from like a white, pale color to more grayish, and shades of gray begin to overtake your immediate vision. You guys continue as you guys are now in the dark.
I'll light a torch.
Okay, you light a torch. You begin to notice the thick, heavy fog, like you've visited before. It's this unnatural layer that's kind of low that covers your feet. As every step, it's kind of like a mystery, not knowing exactly where you're gonna step on. And you guys continue on the same path.
I would hope so.
Okay, all
Yeah.
together you guys keep going. It's been a good 2.5 hours. You guys are huffing it through. Go ahead and roll another survival check. Whoever is kind of trying to keep track of where they're going.
Crit.
Yeah.
Wow. Mechanicus, ever since Hellscream had told you, oh, you're going the wrong way, go this way, you've been on the mark the whole time. Like, you have not veered off this whole time. As you,
Y'all see whenever like he's walking straight and he comes up on something that he's got to go around, like he'll go to the right, but he counts his steps, like 1, 2, 3, and then when he walks past it, he takes 3 steps to the left, 1, 2, 3, and that's just how he keeps doing it.
all right. You begin at this point, as you continue on the same direction. You begin to get a scent, this caustic, like burning smell. It's like a mixture of like fire and like if the fire probably like started melting some rubber. if like just like in the sense of like this weird caustic smells that's coming from. You can't see any difference in smoke, but just the scent, you smell that something was definitely burning.
Okay, he's gonna keep making his way forward, but like every 10 to 15 feet, he's gonna stop and listen,
Okay.
and then yeah, just trying to stay quiet. He's gonna whisper back to May, "Put out the torch. I can smell something."
I knock out the fire.
All right. When you put out the fire, it is like very hard kind of grasp with all this mist kind of evolving around you. It is like all shades of dark gray all around you. Very difficult to figure out. You kind of lose sight of all your comrades at this point, of how dark the night is when it comes to with no illumination in this fog, especially since the moonlight and stars cannot reach this concealment.
Mechanicus stops. Do any of you have a vial?
Yeah. Yes.
Good.
Theo throws a vial with blue stuff in it. I saw you drinking one of these.
Oh, a potion. Oh shit! I still have my potion though.
Well,
I drank the potion, but I kept the. Do I still have the bottle?
If you would have thought that you would need it, I would say yeah. I wouldn't just say you threw it away. You know,
Okay.
you know the importance. Like Mechanicus would know the importance of vials because, for one, May knows how to make certain tinctures and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
So you would have thought it would have been great to keep it.
Okay, so scratch that. He didn't ask the man. He pulls out his vial and he's gonna open his water bottle, his water skin, and he's gonna pour water into that vial and try to knock one of those little glowing fish out of his water pouch
Okay.
into the vial. Then he's gonna cork it back up. He's gonna cork that vial, and he's gonna hold that so that the party can see that faint glowing blue to keep track of him.
Okay. When you open up the water skin, and you could see inside it, that glow. The glow is fading, very much though. It's nowhere near as vibrant as it was before. As you're there trying to pour, hopefully one of these fishes, or the little fishies and the little minnows into like the vial itself. You see one go in there, and as you see it in there with the fluid that you kind of poured it with, it's not moving. Just looks like it's dead. But it's still glowing. Not
If he saw that, he's gonna just go ahead and put all of the fish in there.
okay. All right. I'd say I think you got like 4, if I'm not mistaken. 5. With the vial, you could probably fit like 3 at the very most. Like
If
the
they're
fish.
dead, Mechanicus isn't gonna put water. He's going to shove them in there and mush them up into whatever, trying to make them fit in this vial.
Okay.
Like he will take a stick and is like pushing it down in there.
I would say that would take you like a good like sit down and like you need at least a short rest. Put it that way. For you to like finagle and try to like mush them in there and like get them into the vial.
He'll put 3 in then.
Okay. All right.
And just how good of a glow stick that makes. I mean, he's just trying to get enough illumination they can keep track of.
Gotcha. It's very minimal. It's maybe like you're probably getting like a good 10 feet at the most of any kind of illumination, at the very most.
Like, he's not doing it to see. He's doing it just so they can see something glowing.
Gotcha.
To know where he's at.
All right.
And then he's just going to keep walking forward really slow.
Okay. You guys continue on. You see the faint glow begin to illuminate from Mechanicus' direction. And you see this faint greenish color. I'm sorry, bluish color. And you guys walk towards him. You could see he's kind of looking back, making sure you guys are kind of getting a sight of him. And he begins to continue down that same direction again. You begin to start noticing very familiar cobblestone areas, areas that have ruins, like ruined parts. And you start passing by these areas. Once again, you know you're back in the area where the entrance of the ruins itself was located. You know you're going in the right direction at this point, Mechanicus, as you can see the hints of the previous site that you guys had visited a couple of nights before. As you begin, you start to smell this really nauseating caustic smell from before. Like I was saying, from this smoky, this fire that you had perhaps saw from a distance, where that smoke was coming from. As you get closer to parts of the ruin, you can see that within the ruin itself, where the area where you would think the ruin was like deep within, you could see this smoke and illuminating greenish kind of flickers, and you can hear what you would imagine is like sparks, but in reality it's kind of like electricity, like wild electricity. Just you could see parts of it just sparking with this energy, like Tesla coil kind of thing, but in green, like in different parts of the areas where you could see collapse. You continue on. And as you approach where you think the camp would be near, you see you hear a whistling sound crack right by you, Mechanicus. And as you look over and you hear a growling voice, "That's as far as you get before the next one finds your chest." You can't see where it came from, but you know kind of like the direction. And it's kind of foggy. It's like a little too foggy, a little too misty to kind of get a visual of each other. But the voice, the voice is familiar.
Mechanicus brings his hand up close to his face, starts snapping his fingers. Presto! And as he does so, like sparks kind of ignite to reveal his face. "Quit shooting at me, you damn fool! Now we're back. do something productive, like cook dinner.
You bastards survived.
Just some of us."
You see,
you
see
Thumrook?
Yeah, you see Thumrook at this point, just coming into view past the just immediate mist. At this point, as you notice, you get closer. Just like when you were in the camp originally, the camp was kind of an area where the mist didn't really gather too much in, and you see the rest of the camp at this point. And as you do, you see that a lot of them are kind of holding weapons, like at arms, and you see at least one of them looks like he's being tended to, and this is one of them that didn't need tend to last time. As you can see that they're kind of like mending one of his wounds. "I was afraid you guys would not have made it. It's been quite a couple of days. I was telling Wayne, and we best leave, but there's you know how the young are with their hard heads. Where's the rest of you? As he looks over at your group.
Mechanicus just puts his hand on his shoulder and slowly shakes his head no and starts walking toward camp quietly.
You see Wayne and at this point go up next to Thumeric, and he's looking, searching and scanning, and then he sees her. Trina! And you see him start running towards her, and you see Trina at this point just not looking super enthusiastic. Kind of, she looks like she has more of a solemn kind of look when she sees him, and she smiles, and he kind of grabs her and embraces her for a quick moment. Thank the five. You've made it. Where's... And you see at this point, you see Wayne looking at the rest of your party. Where's the rest of them? And she just looks at him, and she just nods, really, with a sorrowful face. And he just kind of looks at her, and he just whispers to her, "Come." And you see both of them kind of walking off at this point. And you see Trina look back at the group. Just know that I am truly sorry. And she turns and continues on with Wayne, and looks like they kind of getting into a corner and just sitting down, and you can see like she's sitting down, or he's sitting down next to her while he's trying to like talk to her. What are the rest of you guys doing at this point?
Mechanicus is going back to camp. He just going back. When he gets there, he's gonna find somewhere. He's not even gonna take his clothes off. He's just gonna cast sleep on himself and pass out.
Damn.
Excuse me.
He's so depressing.
I just shake my head towards Trina, just kind of looking at her, disgusted, and I just find an area kind of away from everyone else and sit down.
I'm looking for food.
You could smell that there's like remnants of whatever they were having. It looks like they were having some sort of stew, or maybe some sort of soup.
Please tell me it's a fish stew. I really need some fish.
It looks, if you go towards it, and you see one of the guys that were tending to the fire. He looked like he had put it out, like in hesitation, thinking that they were gonna like get attacked. And then he looks at the group, and they're trying to mend to it again. But you could see that there's a small cauldron there, and it looks like there is some sort of stew substance in it. And as you look in, you see what looks like possibly, rabbit meat, perhaps. It looks like whatever they had found nearby. You see Thumeric at this point, and he's there looking at you guys, helping yourselves to eat something. I thought we would probably have to leave out of here without the rest of you. We've been fighting off stragglers since last night, actually. The marauders come back. I'll be aside for sore eyes for new help. Fight off these savages. May, you said you were doing what exactly?
Sitting off in a corner, just kind of lost in thought.
Okay. And
Tumrock. Do you know maybe back in town where I can get a fresh supply of bullets?
come again. Fresh supplies of
Bullets. And
ammunition.
cement.
Well, honestly, we do have more ammunition we can use since we've lost a few. Funny you ask. You see him go into this large duffel, and he pulls out what looks like a rifle.
Mm.
And he looks down and he pulls open the pack. You could see that there is like band of of rounds kind of stuck in it. So you can see that there's a good amount of ammunition kind of stored in this duffel. And you look upon the rifle. It's like a 9mm, like 9mm. It's like a regular whatever caliber you're using for the revolver. It's this weapon to take the same caliber, the rifle itself. But the rifle is like a repeater, which has a good amount that you could throw in it.
Mm.
And the distance is much better.
Yeah, I kind of grab onto the repeater, kind of just put it in my. May I?
Well, help yourself. There's no one else to take. There is a few other weapons. Perhaps your party can assign themselves to. He pulls open. He could see that there is like another 2 revolvers in there. If I'm not mistaken, all fighters can use pistols. So even Hellscream in my campaign, you are able to use a pistol if you like. You're proficient, put it that way.
I'll pass.
How many rounds are in the repeater that I could,
I'll
pull out of that scap salvage?
Yeah.
Okay, give me a nice roll. Nice high roll there.
I'm trying to remember how much you're supposed to carry. I fucking lost. I mean, like, I lost in my mind. Here, how much?
Yeah, a good 10 would be nice.
Yeah, it would be nice. Can we just make it a 10? Let's make it an 8 for now. So I get definite answer. But the repeater right now is fully loaded because there is a lot of ammunition in there. Right now you look in the duffel, you can grab about 25 rounds right now. That's you guys. What? I'll let you know. So Mechanicus, right now you are sleeping. I'm assuming Hellscream, you're eating.
Yes.
Sit with him to eat after I look at
Okay.
my ammunition set up.
All right, and May, you're sitting in the corner. You see at this point a lot of them are starting to turn in. Being that it looks like it's the better of the night at this point.
I'm gonna pull out my blanket and just kind of hunker down.
Okay, so you're just gonna go ahead and sleep.
Yeah.
All right. So right now we have Mechanicus and May. You both are passing out as Hellscream and Theo notice you guys are in the open area in the camp. You guys look behind you where where the entrance of the ruins is located. And you see the entrance itself is intact, but beyond that, you can see that there's a definite collapse within. But as you guys lay there, I mean, not lay there, you guys sit there amongst you guys eating. Anything else you want to do for the night as you guys notice that everyone's kind of turning in for rest?
And sleep is usually how it works.
Well, whoever wants to start making... No one's called out assignments, and nobody knows if anyone's gonna, have a watch.
Take a watch. I'll watch. I'll do the first watch. I think I see Hellscream like passing out with like rabbits doing his mouth still. So I just like let him be.
Okay. You see that there's like maybe a couple of them are trying to stay up at this point. Some of the survivors are there. Poorly. Like you could tell that these guys, I mean, you coming from your military background and your training, you could see that these people here, they're not trained.
What
for
military
this.
background? What are you talking about?
We all know this. You can tell that they were not trained. You can see the discipline, the lack thereof discipline from these folks here. As some of them are already kind of like passing out while they're just there trying to keep watch. Two of them with like rifles that they're holding on to. You see them pass out. Go ahead and roll a perception check as you sit there. Start looking. You're tinkering through the your weapons that the new cache of like ammunition that you grabbed.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of just polishing and making sure things working properly. 14. 14. So you're looking around at the same time. You're keeping your conscious, for lack of better terms, like active, in the sense of like actively, like passively
aware.
looking. Yeah, passively aware. If anything. But nothing happens. Nothing takes place as you sit there. It's good 2 hours have passed by while you're sitting there taking your watch.
I'm really getting really sleepy, so I'm going to go to Mechanicus. Just kind of nudge at him. Do you mind taking a watch?
Mechanicus like looks around. Like, are there dwarves here with us?
There's only one dwarf for just Thumric. Everybody else is human. But as you look around, you could see that the other guys that you thought were just kind of like holding weapons, they're passed out.
Okay.
No, so, Misty. No. We're doing the same thing we did last with these characters, with your original character. We're doing point by.
Point by.
Oh, I can't remember.
Yeah. Don't make her keep those stats.
Yeah, I wouldn't keep those either.
Yeah, I wouldn't keep those either.
That's our sad.
I can't say this is of course. I'll take a watch.
I don't trust these other fools. I do trust your keen eyes, or experienced eyes.
Yes, of course. You go get you some sleep, Theo. I will make sure you're safe.
So Theo goes and gets his stuff and just kind of finds a corner and just kind of sits and sleeps.
He goes to sleep.
So Mechanicus, you be taking watch after Theo.
Yeah. Mechanicus
ahead.
is gonna wait until Theo has gone to sleep. He's gonna walk over to Hellscream and kick him. Hellscream, wake up! It is your time. I've tried to pull a lot longer than normal to give you some sleep, but
It is your turn. I cannot stay awake any longer. Daylight should be coming shortly.
This fucking guy.
Piece of work. Piece of work.
Can I roll anything to like stay asleep?
What?
To like just stay asleep?
I mean, you could just choose to stay in your place, but yeah.
Pretend like I didn't feel the kick.
Okay, go. So you want to fake you waking up? How about that? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll a deception check or performance check. How about that?
Deception might have been a fucking option, but fuck me. $13.
Yeah, he sees that. Like he can't see your face or your eyes.
What is that? What is that right there?
But
I'm gonna use the last of my mana to cast Phantasmal Force on him and make him feel like Snake crawling up his pants leg.
Go ahead and roll a what was it? A wisdom or intelligence save? Intelligence
No.
save.
Since he's half out of it, would he have disadvantage?
I mean, he's awake. He is awake, so I'm not gonna just give him disadvantage.
Is it wisdom or intelligence?
It's intelligence.
Oh, it's both the same shit.
Yeah, it's only 15.
It's a save?
Yeah.
Well, fuck me.
You see a snake, and I don't know how you feel about. I don't know how you feel about snakes, but you're definitely not enjoying snakes now, regardless.
Oh my goodness. Oh my. Oh, and like Mechanicus is like kicking his leg. We've got to get it out of there. Hurry. Hurry. Hurry, House Scream. You can't get bitten.
Instead of being worried about bitten, I actually like checked out my pants and I'm like thinking it's actually a snack.
I think you are supposed to be afraid of it, according to Phantasmal Force.
If he's not afraid of it, he has to treat it like it's real. In anything,
Oh, then yeah.
Oh,
he's
okay.
eating it.
like if you go to bite it and you don't bite it, it's because the snake wiggled or it's because you missed. It's not because there's not a snake there. You justify why you didn't actually get to bite it.
All right, well, I'm going to leave you to your 4 a.m. snack. I'm going to go back to sleep.
And then Mike Yannicus goes back to where he was, gets comfortable, and goes back to bed.
Theo, that's for you, by the way. And it's a different type of ammo, my bad. It's not the same. 357 Magnum.
Okay, but so that's 9. That's 8 of that.
Oh, no, it is the same. My bad. It's the same as the revolver. I'm a dumbass. The revolver is a 357.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay, thank you.
And it carries 8 instead of 6 like the revolver. And it shoots way better. Like it's 200 feet by 600. It's pretty far.
Got it.
As opposed to the revolver is 50 and then 150. So 50 is with regular your regular attack, disadvantage at 150. Up to 150, I'm sorry. Anyway, here, this is the website, and if you scroll all the way down, you can see where the firearms is. There's a lot of things I'm incorporating from this book, this whole so if you look at the class stuff, just talk to me about it and I'll let you know what I'm doing exactly.
Okay.
But anyway, if you look down where the firearms are located, you can see everything on that. And you have 25 rounds of 357. Put that. You have 25 rounds of 357. .357.
Got it.
All right. So right now, Hellscream, go ahead and give me a perception check as you're there sitting, kind of disgruntled and kind of annoyed by what just happened.
20.
20. Sit. You sit there. You hold on. You're like holding on to your sorry, halberd, and you think about the voice that came out of it as it came to you, that one moment of need where you felt that the fight could have gone to a with a different turn of events originally when you had that duel, and you just kind of sit there and focus on it.
Okay.
But nothing really comes from it. But in the back of your mind, you feel like there is a conscience looking over. As you sit there for the next couple of hours, it goes uneventful. You feel like you've surpassed the amount of time for your watch. Not sure who you want to choose next.
What was that?
I said you feel like you've ended your watch, and you're not sure who's supposed to take over next.
So I wake up May.
All right.
Is it morning yet?
Goes over to May.
Just your shift.
Oh, okay. And I wake up.
Yeah, I mean, he's gonna nudge you or say something to get your attention for sure, and mention that it's perhaps your watch, your time to stay up for the watch. I'm assuming you get up and you start to get your stuff together for taking the next watch.
I pack up my stuff and then I just kind of walk around the perimeter.
Okay. Oh, so you're gonna kind of walk and kind of get up for a quick second, look around, stretch your stretch your legs, your arms. You're trying to
Trying to really wake up and
Yeah, exactly.
get energized.
Uh, so yeah, just go ahead and roll a perception check.
Crit 22.
All right, 22. You you start to kind of pace back and forth. Start looking around. Your mind is kind of racing as you're doing this, and it's like all these thoughts that are kind of passing by right now, and you have so much distracting you. But even with this distraction, you still feel that you're, for some reason, at your keenest right now as far as your surroundings. You start to wonder. And time feels like it's just going by really slow. You notice that you've just kind of been wandering for like a good half an hour, 40 minutes or so. And you sit down for a quick moment. You think about the training that you've had back home. You think about your friends that you've had that looked over you in the mountain, or likewise. And then you think about you think about Jillian. Think about Jillian in that moment, like the friendship that you had with her. For a quick moment, you just close your eyes. Think about how happy you were growing up in the mountains. Beautiful peak of Durian. And you start to think about how Master Roishan had gone through the phases of meditation with you. And you feel like it's something that as you close your eyes, you feel like it's something that you can easily kind of get yourself back into, especially with how much stress. You feel like it's probably a good place to go. Just to blank your mind, like the way you used to. But as you sit there and you try to have your mind kind of actively thinking about your surroundings at the same time trying to blank out your mind, it's kind of unsuccessful. But uneventful, the night goes. As you finish your shift, you notice a slight change in coloration coming from the skies, kind of hinting for the morning slowly to come. What do you do at this point after a good couple of hours? Just kind of to yourself and just your own thoughts.
I make sure that the campfire's still going and make sure all my stuff is packed up.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna wait for everyone to get up so we can leave.
All right. Slowly, you see some of the other members within camp slowly kind of just kick off the cobwebs of slumber. You see Thumeric at this point also helping with the fire as he's there pouring a kettle like into like a cup, and you can see that they have like some small bags of tea that he's kind of like brewing for himself. You see Waynen. You guys can see Waynen and Trina at this point. You can see that they're kind of still talking, and those that kind of catch the attention of them, you could see that there is some sort of problematic kind of conversation that they kind of had. But you guys wake up and you guys notice it's the next day. What do you guys do?
Did we get a long rest there again?
Yes. That was a long rest. Everything should come back.
Sweet. Here's
And half your hit dies.
Oh, damn.
Holy shit. A natural
While I was waiting for everyone to get up, I have 5 yarrow plants that are medicinal in my kit. I'm going to like grind that up to make some medicine out of it.
Okay.
For later use.
Okay. Yeah, you could the morning preparations, you see you have like a good moment where you can kind of prepare that. The rest of you guys, what are you guys doing at this point? Meliodas, no. Theo, Hellscream, and running out of characters here. Sorry, guys. and and Mechanicus. What are you guys doing at this point?
I'm trying to figure out what I need to set my vigor die to, and if my chaos surge is changed.
Your vigor dice. You're first of all, you're goodness. Your vigor die goes back to 6, by the way.
After gathering, after gathering his belongings, he's gonna Thea's gonna try to eavesdrop on whatever conversation. He's just trying to get aware of it and see what's the problem.
Okay. Just go ahead and roll a perception check. And I'm sorry, Mechanicus, you were saying something?
The chaos surge, does it stay or does it go back down to 0?
Are you talking about the so your overall
Chaos surges count.
I'm sorry?
The chaos surges count?
No, so everything, so your vigor die goes back to normal. And then
So a D6 or a D8?
I believe I made it to D6, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
So then I have the chaos surge count, which right now is 2.
No, remember, yeah, you've that's already, you burned that with that big spell.
Oh, okay.
You talking about the not the chaos surge, it's called, I can't even remember my own shit, guys. Anyway, that, yeah, I know what you're talking about, and that resets.
Okay.
The, and in Hellscream, you pretty much prepping as well, like preparing for the day.
For the most part.
Okay, yeah, I just
Sure.
want to make sure if there was anything specific. Theo, you with a 10 in perception, it's a little hard to make out exactly the conversation where that's going, but you do notice that there is just because of you kind of trying to get information, you do notice that there is a wedge between them with like whatever conversation that they were having. It's kind of like they both seem to be upset about something.
It's probably not a big deal. It's none of my business. Is Thornbrook's not part of that? That's just like Waynon and the others, right?
Right. It's just Trina and Waynon, right? Thumrook, you just see him kind of doing the same thing everybody else is kind of preparing. He's kind of mumbling to himself. You can see Thumrook talking and saying things like, "I need to get off this blasted rock," and that's, you know, he's pretty much talking to himself. He looks like he's kind of excited to get the fuck out of here.
He kind of goes to him and he's like, Thumrook, are you aware of this Trina involvement with this Third Eye group?
What does you say of the Third Eye and Trina? Forgive me, lad. I'm not too familiar with the kid's likings. This is my first time meeting her. But if you say that she's part of the group of known as the Third Eye, I believe I've heard some tales back at Nordingheim about the ongoing war against the clergy and these rebels, casters mostly.
And well, that's why she ran off in there. I think she was trying to channel some kind of energy force to have access to that power.
I mean, I believe she succeeded, yeah? He points over. You can see the Mikra is definitely just constantly glowing. As he points over, and you can see the mist kind of breaking apart, and you can see behind the mist the aura the Mikra stone is giving off.
Mm. Yes, he succeeded all right, but at a high cost. I hope it was worth it.
Aye. By the way, what did you, what did you come across in there? Only managed to, go so far with Foreign, but ever since Foreign had injured himself, I had to make haste with him and leave. Never had the chance to explore.
Yeah, there were unspeakable horrors in there. But mainly we found when we came across Trina, she was the cause of all these tremors. She was engaging in this machine, trying to release the power these rocks exude. And on the way out, there's just many tribulations that we came across. We lost. That's how we lost Meliodas and eventually Gillian.
May his death be swift. Sorry for your loss. You talk about machines and things with Mikra. Just put it this way, lad. Mikra just does not sit well with me. I don't know nature of whatever creation these blasted stones come from.
It's beautiful, but it's dangerous. I've seen it.
I don't know about you. I can speak for myself. I'd like to get as far away as we can, and in a hastily manner.
I respect that. Where do you think we go next now?
Well, that is a question. We either take the long way, go north into the canal, into the canal towards the river, or we can take the cliff, which I say might prove risky. It would set us back perhaps another 2 or 3 days. It's probably best if we all have a discussion.
I gather Hellscream. I gather the group.
Okay. And you pretty much while they're gathering a group. Actually, while you were talking with Thumruk, Mechanicus, coming towards you, you see they're not too older gentleman, as you know who he is. You've seen him, and you're much older than he is, but he still looks like he's a pretty old person. Roland, the old fellow member from the Guild of Letters, as he
Just
comes.
the one that turned into a frog.
Yeah, he comes towards you. You can see he's there fixing his prosthetic, like kind of his prosthetic hand or arm. I'm sorry, it goes up to the elbow, and he's there kind of preparing to leave with the party. Oh, listen, Mechanicus, just wanted to say sorry for your losses and condolences. I know what you are going through right now, as I've been through that many times myself. It's a sad thing to lose friends that you rely on.
Mechanicus just slowly nods his head.
Thank you. But I hope now you see why the guild is against people coming to these places.
You know,
He he looks around. Like before, when he looked at this place, you know, it was like wonder and excitement in his eyes, but now it's more of, you know, this disdain, almost. Just, you know, you could tell, Roland could tell that Mechanicus has a change of heart in how he views this place now.
I wanted to reach with an olive branch. I've known many individuals such as yourself. Many of them were my colleagues. Not to name any names per se, but you were not the only one with abilities within the guild. We few seekers, we learned that these powers are a gift, but with respect and responsibility, of course. Some has, from what I understand, hid it from birth. Imagine that. You have a friend in me. I would like for you to rely on me if you can, if you must.
I thank you for your words. If a time should come that I need your assistance, I will call upon you. But you must help me ensure that no one from the guild comes to a place like this again. It's too dangerous. The knowledge that we would find here, it needs to be lost to time. It needs to be lost.
I cannot guarantee such a thing. Hearts and mind and all. It's many that seek not only truth and adventure, but they seek knowledge as well. Knowledge to pass on. It is within our code of honor to pursue the knowledge of everything, especially the ancients. The very foundations of the guild was built on that.
Yes, and you can see where that's got us. The only one would come to a place like this will only find what I found. Death. Some things are best left forgotten. There's a reason they're called the Ancients, and they're not here today.
You would have, fooled me for a clergyman with the way you talk. But I do seem to understand what you are coming from and what it is you are trying to say. I'm not sure if you really understand what these places hold. Besides the ironic death, fear is with it. We take chances because we are trying to create a better place for those like yourself. He... I already know why Trina's here. There are those within the guild that see past the fanatics. Those that kill unjustly. We have a right to live. You see him kind of smile when he says that, and he looks at you.
We.
Oh, I figured you'd probably find out sooner or later. He looks up at you, and you can see his hand goes up for a quick moment. He whispers something, and you could see you could see him clean off with like a faint glow, clean off like a piece of like filth that's like on his cheek. He does this with, of course, his good hand, not his prosthetic one.
Yeah. Mechanicus gets a serious look on his face.
If you were wise, you would never do that in front of anyone again. Unfortunately, we were not welcome in this world. And there's a reason for that. With the death of Aegon, everything has changed. It'll never be the same. And it's best to forget that places like this exist. It's best to go our separate ways. And to forget this magic.
You can see he's kind of a look of disgust on Mechanicus, like he's aggravated and angry.
Yeah, he sees you kind of get angry on that, and he noticed that you just kind of like were disgusted for this for a quick moment. He gets up. Do you think that Aegon knew only of yourself with such ability? Aegon knew much more than you would think. He walks. Though he cannot speak for himself, I may say that he was a sympathizer for those with keen abilities. So.
Yes, but even Aegon had his faults. All of the magic in the world is not worth a single life. And yet today, yesterday, we lost two. It's no. What magic can do in this world does not compare to what a single life could do in this world. And I believe now we look back in nostalgia and through jaded perceptions. There's a reason it was banned. There's a reason why the world is the way it is now.
I guess you and I just don't see eye to eye. I'm sorry, what was that?
So he was saying, who are we to stand against that?
He just says, I guess we just don't see things the same way.
Yes, well, you didn't just bury two of your friends now, did you?
My friend, I've buried dozens of my friends.
For what? So you can wipe dirt off of your cheek?
Well, Mechanicus, I hope you do find what you seek. You are out over here after all.
What I seek died a long time ago. And the only piece of her that I had left, I gave up because I knew what I was. And I knew what I would become and what it would do to her. I've already had what I sunk, what I looked for, what I longed for. I would never want her to see me as I am now. I would never put her in the danger that I put everyone that I'm around in now. Because of this gift.
You are right about one thing. Parting ways is perhaps the best. He gets up. You just remember that there are many that die unjustly, and there are many that die for a cause. And that cause will forever live in the hearts of those that lost. He gets up and starts walking away.
Bah! And then, like, you'll kind of hear Mechanicus do that, and then he just storms off into the underbrush.
You guys start to notice everyone preparing for the journey out. You see Waynin talking to Thumric at this point. Thumric kind of starts getting the attention for the rest of the group. Alright, lads. Listen up. We have two options as far as getting back home. Now, I'd say we all take a vote. We either take the cliff, risk falling our asses back down, or take the long way, which risk having the group stay much longer in the Redfoot Forest.
Well, seeing that we almost died climbing the cliff, it's probably better that we take the safer route. I don't think we can afford any more losses.
Well, that makes two of us.
I don't want to face the cliffs again.
Agreed. Well, that settles it. We take the long way. We shall start heading northwest, perhaps. Try to reach the river. We could make our way south, back to Van here from the river. The route is definitely a detour, so we will have to go north to make it west. And avoid the cliff. Either way, does not make me happy. The longer we stay in this forest, the more likely we're gonna run into those damn savages, and guess what else? All sorts of things in this forest we're still unaware of. If you catch my drift.
Can't be worse than what we encountered in there. That's for sure.
Well, north it is. You guys begin to pack up and start leaving camp. See all the other explorers kind of gaggling with the group. Let's find a marching order for everybody. What would you say you guys will place yourself in this group of
I'm first.
I'm dead.
there's about 8 other there's about 8 of the 8 or 9 of the remaining party of the explorers.
Are they all coming with us?
Yeah, they're all going. They all
Okay, so
were
I'm
waiting.
glad we didn't take the cliff.
I'm gonna be staying close near Mechanicus, but away from, or at least be near Mechanicus, but I want to be able to keep an eye on Trina.
Okay.
I'm in the front with Thumrook.
Okay, so you're gonna be in the front. Thumruk will be next to you. I'll scream. Where in the group will you take post?
Somewhere in the middle.
You gonna be in the middle?
Yeah.
Okay. May, you just want to kind of keep your eye on Trina and Wayne, or just Trina in general?
Just Trina.
Okay. And Mechanicus?
Mechanicus, he's kind of lost in thought, following behind everybody. So he's like probably 10 to 15 foot back. Not that he's intentionally maintaining distance. He's just thinking about other stuff that's kind of on autopilot.
Okay, so you're, let's say, like somewhere middle back of the company, of the whole company.
He's trailing everybody. Like he's the very back, just kind of.
Oh, you're gonna be in the very back then. Okay.
Yeah, he's not even paying attention to anything. Just completely lost in his own thoughts.
Right. Okay. All right, I think that places everybody. So you all begin to start venturing north into back into the thick of the forest, the thick of the mist that's surrounding everyone. I want everyone to make a perception check as you guys are all kind of wandering together.
I honestly don't think Mechanicus would see anything in the state of mind he's in right now.
Okay.
Like, I'll straight up fail it on purpose because he's really not looking around.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. May, from like the midsection of the whole company that you're wandering right now, you really don't get a glimpse of anything out of the unusual. Theo, you definitely notice right away you're walking a trail that you guys kind of fall upon, and it looks like Thumruk as well had already kind of set eyes on it, and you can see that he's following that path. Ooh, excuse me, and it's kind of leading the whole group at this point. Nothing in particular comes to your attention besides just the constant noise, not noise, the constant liveliness of the forest. Even though you can't see anything, but you can hear everything that's happening within the forest. You can hear birds like flying through this mist as well, which is kind of odd. Like, you can't see them flying, but you can hear it. I mean, possibly maybe above the canopy, but you know that they do exist somewhere. You guys Ramble. You have shit. You guys begin to find what looks like a small clearing of trees, and it looks like the fog here isn't as high. As you can see more of the sky, a little bit more. It's been a couple of hours as you guys walk on. You guys find what looks like a small creek. You notice how the mist around the area, like I said, is more subtle, not as thick. And it gives you a good visibility on like the way the creek is shaped. You can see the entrenched earth carved by this like rushing water that exists here. Gentle stream as you guys approach it. You can see the clear, like how clear it is, where you can see like many of the rustic hues of like all the stones that are like submerged within the water itself. Who has the highest passive perception?
I got 15.
12.
I think it is Theo.
Theo?
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yeah, let's just go with Theo. Yeah.
Theo. Yeah. You first notice vibrations as you hear. Everyone's kind of getting refilling their water skins in this creek. Everyone's kind of just like taking a handful, washing their faces, like just cooling off or whatnot. As it comes, the vibrations that you hear, they come in like in a rhythmic cake, actually.
So I'm noticing that in the water, like the creek, it's like a
not
rhythm.
in the creek. You just hear it.
Is it coming? Do I feel it on the ground or hear it in the air? More of like in the distance.
Yeah, I mean, if you want, you can try to hear it. If that's what you want to do.
Yeah.
You start to force yourself if you want to hear it. You could feel the vibration first of all. That's what you felt. You didn't hear it, but you force yourself to listen and make out. And as you do, you get a low rumbling thud as the vibrations begin to kind of grow stronger. May you begin to feel it now. These vibrations.
I tell everyone to be quiet, to listen.
As you mention everybody to kind of just keep it down. Every couple of seconds, you hear, it follows with another thud. As you begin to just kind of just try to grasp, what could it be?
Is it coming closer? Is it getting louder?
You actually, as you try to figure that out, you notice that the thuds are they resonate even more now in the forest. It sounds like it's possibly getting closer as the vibrations begin to get aggressive. You look over at the water as it becomes aggressive, and the thuds right now. Everybody's kind of now figuring out why you're saying that, and you look over at the water. You can see the flow of water in the creek ripple violently with every thud. Not far off, you hear a cracking and snapping sound of trees
I tell everyone hide.
You scream out hide to everybody?
Yeah.
Okay, everybody, you hear Theo's hide! What do you guys do?
I hide.
Yeah, Mechanicus will hide.
You guys start walking towards areas where you know, like, there are probably trees that can kind of conceal yourself in immediate visual perspective. You hear another what sounds like another snapping tree just crashing down as you hear another thud follow. Boom. Swelling of sounds of like earth stomps. You see coming from the northwest through the mist a massive bipedal creature covered with what looks like a mossy shell. As it passes through the creek with a loud crashing boom, you see this massive foot splash like right in the middle of the creek. The creature looks briefly over, looking around. I need everybody to roll a stealth check as they hide.
Sheet.
What do you guys roll? Not looking.
I got an 8 in Hellstream.
At 8,
21.
14, 21. Wow. Where was that? Oh, you
My
guys
gun's too big to
you
hide.
guys were here. As you guys begin to hide, you see the creature, the large creature, look over. Theo and Hellscream, you could see it for a quick second. You could see it look over, and you could see his large sunken eyes, with a face covered with like greenery. It looks for a quick second. You could see it's like meeting both. Like you could see its head shift over to like each one of you, and then suddenly it just looks about its business, and it continues on the path it was going. Boom.
Is it away from us?
Another one comes visible about 20-30 feet from that one. This one much larger, taller in size actually, but slimmer, and it's actually covered in like this fungi, like these fungi caps all over, like the fungi that like grows on trees. As those two leave, you hear what could be half a dozen more surrounding. As you guys hear the thud, the constant thudding sounds, you notice that it's not just those two. There's possible 3, 4 beyond like the mist where you can't see in the forest. All of them seem to keep going in the same direction. As you see these massive creatures just walk by into the forest, into this mist.
They seem friendly. I kind of wave at one. Like,
Doesn't even to kind of notice you, it just keeps heading one path with the others. It's kind of like, in a sense of like what you would imagine like animals kind of herding with one direction. You could see like this is just like a massive herd in a large span of land altogether.
Oh shit, they don't see us. Let's just keep moving. Ignore that.
yeah. It's interesting. I wonder if they're fleeing something.
You guys
Does Mechanicus know what these are?
Jesus. Hold on a second. Thought to clear the throat. Oh god. Frog in my. Go ahead and roll a So these things are not really written. You never read about them. You perhaps might have heard about them. Go ahead and roll a history with disadvantage.
16.
Oh, excuse me. 16. These creatures that just pass by, you've heard certain people talk about it. You're not really too sure where you remember hearing maybe these tales about these creatures of the forests that does not exist anymore, kind of like fairy tale folklore, or that probably has been passed down. This resembles of the stories of forest spirits that were kind of like wives tales kind of things that passed down generations. But beyond that, you're really not too sure. They just look like hulking giants made out of their surrounding. See the rest of the party at this point, just looking really curious and really fucking like petrified of them shits. You see one of the explorers. He looked like he's about to snap. He's like, oh, look, oh, oh. You can see him like he's just hesitant of like everything and just losing his shit.
I slap him.
If they wanted you dead, you would be dead already, and there's nothing you could do about it anyway. Might as well go out like a man and not a whimpering child.
You said you slap him, Theo?
Yeah.
Yeah, you just grab onto him and just slap the proverbial like bitch out of him. He just comes to and he looks at you, and he's just eyes are kind of like glassy and almost tearing, but you can still see that there's like horror in his face.
If there's anything you should be scared of, is this. And he shows him the GFX too, like gangster style.
Yeah, this big pistol you pull out, and you just show him this ornate like enchanted weapon.
This is yeah.
Look at my 9. He's just trying to cope with what just happened with those massive creatures, but he just looks at you and he's just kind of like nodding. I'm okay. What the fuck was that?
It's just another living creature. Something you've never seen before. But from the looks of it, it's not belligerent. It's not volatile, so you're fine. Get it together.
See, Doomrick at this point just kind of start gathering stuff, putting water in his water skin. All right, I would not like to spend more time here, especially with those. They look like they're heading the opposite direction that we are. Best make haste.
Sure.
Any of you guys plan to do anything while you guys at the creek before you guys head off? You got anyone that's next to the water, the creek? You can see the footprint that it left behind as it stomped like into the water, and you can see what looks like 5 to 6 feet in length from heel to toe.
Mechanicus is gonna fill up his water skin, then drink some straight out of the creek, and he's gonna look around to see if there's any fish because he hasn't eaten for 2 days.
Okay, go ahead and roll a perception check.
13.
13. You do notice that there are some decent sized trout that kind of flutter, and you can see the because this area is kind of cleared, like a decent clearing where the sun partially can hit, and you can see reflections of scales. Where you can see trout just swimming back and forth in this small pocket of area that doesn't have like a strong current of water.
May, would you be a dear and catch me a fish?
Sure. I'm gonna try to catch him a fish. You're muted.
Sorry. And how would you go about it?
I guess I'm gonna try like I did last time, wade in the water and try to grab one.
Excuse me. Okay. Anybody else, as you see, May just kind of walking into the water at this point, trying to see if she can snag any.
Is it deep?
It's not. It's a creek. It's about.
Oh.
It's about just like thigh high at the very most.
Well, Hellscream is by the creek, almost like a dog, like on all fours, just ready to like bite at the fish real quick.
Okay, you have like your mask like partially up.
Yeah, that's how I you know,
It's like you look down and someone should see the back of your like the top of your head, but instead it's the mask looks like it's just staring at them. And go ahead, both of you guys, go ahead and roll a dexterity check. Or if you guys have sleight of hand, if you guys have it proficient, you can do that too.
It's the same.
Gotcha.
18.
All right. So May, the one that you're kind of you have your eyes on, you can see as you leave your hands in the water, and you could see it curiously look towards that direction, and then gently kind of swims by your waist as you reach down and you grab onto it, and it slips right out of your hand as it scuttles off, and you can see it. Now it's terrified of the situation. You could see the fish swimming away rapidly. Hellscream, you as you see this creature swimming away rapidly, you duck your head and you just bite into the top of it as you come out with the fish wiggling all over.
Bite on it a little harder, just so it dies.
It does one of these like. It's like tenses up and then just.
Alright, take it out of my mouth, put my mask back on, and hand it to the old man.
All right.
Thank you, Oscar. Need you get a fire started. You don't eat this cold.
So he's gonna start like holding the fish in one hand. He's gonna start trying to pick up sticks in the other.
All right. So you guys, I would say you guys taking like a short rest at this point. So you guys, if you want, whatever you guys want to do within a short rest, you guys could go ahead and accomplish that or attempt to, whatever it is. So for instance, like Mechanicus, you're starting a small fire for cooking. I don't know if anybody else wants to try anything beyond that. Let me know, and we can make attempts. Well,
I'm just gonna motion to Hellscream to get back towards the other end, and I'm just gonna scare the fish off to his end to see if he can just grab him. Because I'm having no luck.
I'll be right back.
all right.
Mind doing a little bit more fishing.
I'm gonna examine my boots.
Say again.
I'm gonna examine my boots.
Your boots.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're just gonna do like maintenance to make sure like your boots are good, essentially.
Well, I'm actually looking at I have a spare revolver, and I'm looking at my boots and kind of seeing trying to work on a prototype.
Oh, okay. I would say during this time you're kind of
I'm just
laying
kind
out
of
like
brainstorming,
laying
how to
out
do it.
a schematic perhaps with like some
Exactly.
sort of compartment within your boot. Yeah,
Yeah.
I would say during this time you're definitely creating some sort of schematic while doing that, while doing so. Um, with the immediate things around you and the time you have, you don't feel like you have enough time to create something, but like as far as actually make it physically, but you do feel that you have at least enough time to like put it on paper.
And I do that. I
All
take
right.
out I take out my notepad and start my journal.
All right. Um, I would say with the given time, if you guys are still looking for fish, I would say with the given time, you would find two other fish basically during your short rest. So if you guys want to save or cook whatever you guys have, 3 fish altogether. One being cooked already. I'm assuming by Mechanicus to have his his lunch or breakfast or whatever it may be at this point. As you guys finish up, Mechanicus, you feel like you just ate the world from that small fish, since you haven't eaten forever. What do you guys do after you finish? You guys continue on the path or the direction that Thumric had already kind of taken on?
Yeah.
He begins to kind of look up in the sky, try to figure out where possible north is again, to try to figure out, make sure he's going the right direction. As he finds his way, and he begins to lead the pack once again. Theo, you're right next to him again, as you were saying before. We're gonna take the same marching order, correct?
Yeah.
All right. You guys begin going north. I'm sorry. No. Yeah, north, east, west. I'm sorry, northwest. And you guys begin approach what looks like a large path at this point. You can see that this path looks like it was used many times. As you can see that no greenery grows within this specific area. And Umric mentions, all right, I believe the next intersection, the paths that we shall receive shall be the one heading south, back towards Ben here. Should be perhaps another 2-3 days. As he begins his journey with the rest of you guys. You guys begin to approach what looks like a bend at this point. You feel like it's already been 6 hours into the day, at the very least. And you notice that the path looks to have debris of wagons kind of scattered on the sides. And these wagons look like they were just like destroyed, possibly by passerbys. You're not really too sure, but you can see that there's at least 2 wagons that you can see consecutively that you can tell that probably had fallen with destruction somehow, Maybe a wheel had probably broken off, and they probably whoever have seen it probably put it aside. But you guys continue this path. Need everybody to roll a perception check.
Maybe I need to charge this.
Huh?
Yeah, 14.
Oh, okay.
10.
Is that everybody?
4.
Okay. Theo. You look at these wagons, and you can see that they took kind of destruction from what possibly can be like ambush. You can see that there's like arrows that are destroyed, really old, tarnished looking tools that's probably been there for quite some time.
Yeah, this looks like these folks here might have been victims of marauders or something. Keeping a lookout.
You guys continue on, and you see what looks like the road at this point looks like it kind of splits in two. Doesn't really show a difference at this point. It just looks like they're going into another smaller path, and then another smaller path, and each one is kind of like covered from that mist, so you can't really see beyond to the point where they might go. They both look like they're going towards northwesto, and as you know, as the split is not very angular, it's kind of cone in a cone manner actually, but they do split off after a while. Right, you see Thumric like scratching his head at this point. I've never been this far north. Just at this point, I'd probably just flip a coin. I'm not sure where. Which path should we take?
Isn't foreign from this area?
Foreign? No, lad. No one's from this area. This is yours. Marauderland. Those who take these paths take chances, as you can see.
Do I see any correlation on the paths in correlation to the wagons? What's that?
Make an investigation check.
3.
You see that there's kind of possible tracks on both of them. You really don't see any major differences between the two. Anyone else, as you kind of just seeing Theo right now trying to figure out, as he's kind of putting one knee down, trying to see the possible difference between these two paths?
I'll take a shot at it. Maybe.
You know what? In your sake, go ahead and roll a survival check.
$11.
Huh?
11.
11. As you approach the two paths, you look at both of them, and there's nothing really grabs your attention. There doesn't seem to be any fresh tracks from what you can tell on either one of them.
Based on like where we've been and everything, does Mechanicus, like in all of his reading and stuff, has he studied maps and stuff so that like maybe he could make a guess Based on where we were, where we came out, and everything, the direction is moving, like where these paths might lead.
Most of the stuff you read are more on the sense of historical knowledge. Nothing much on the geographical side, or not too much on it. I mean, you have an understanding of areas, but not of very particular areas per se.
No, we can't stand here all day. Just pick a direction and start walking.
Well, I've led you all this far. Perhaps I let the decision making for the rest of you.
Let's go this way. And then he's just going to start walking to the left.
All right.
Theo grabs some ground, like dirt from the ground, and kind of salt bays it like that.
They're smoking crack.
We're going left.
All right,
I'm
you
following
guys.
with them.
You guys go left. You guys begin the path on the left side. Whoever is leading at this point, because Thumric kind of took the back on this point because he's really not sure of where we are. Who's leading, and roll a survival for who is.
I'm leading. Because survival, yeah.
You
All right.
sure?
13.
13.
We got a road to follow.
You got a road to follow. Not too hard to survive a road, right? A trail, not a road, actually. And those actively kind of looking around, go ahead and roll a perception check.
8.
All right. Anybody else? 20 from Theo. Anybody else?
Oh,
15 Hellscream. May 10. You guys now wandered through the left portion of the trail. You notice no difference as far as the forest change and the immediate area of the mist. Theo, you do notice. You guys been rolling great, by the way. He's been noticing everything. Theo, you do notice.
Very perceptive.
Yeah, I know, right? You do notice that on the right side on the path, you notice a small clearing, where the trees kind of surround the area, and it looks like there may be debris of man-made, like a large, like the whole area, the clearing that you can kind of make out looks like possible man-made debris, just things scattered all.
Things scattered all over. Is it all okay? So it's not bunched up in one area. What kind of debris is it? Just kind of like random pieces of wood, and what's like the debris?
I mean, you can't tell
itself?
from the distance. You can see that there is something there.
Okay.
If that makes sense. Like, you can't really see
What is defined?
Right.
It's just chunks of things.
Right. It's just your eyes are catching it from a distance, but you can't identify what they are.
And so that's only on that clear. And how deep is that clearing from my view? Like,
You can't tell because of the mist. It's kind of covering the distance
Okay.
and how far. But you just know there's a clearing in terms of, like, it's an open field. There's no trees littering that area, but you can see that it is kind of like a pocket off suit from the trail.
does it make me suspicious?
It kind of reminds you of remnants of war.
Okay. Keep your eyes and ears peeled as we go ahead. I feel we're getting closer to what was the cause of those tattered wagons.
What? Hosting it.
Cillian's aura is still
Yeah,
with us.
that's some hardcore shit right there. So you guys, at this point, you begin to notice how the sun comes down, and becomes much darker once again, hinting for the end of the night.
Well, as we get closer to that clearing, I guess that would be an area of interest to camp out, probably.
All right. Oh, okay. So you're gonna go scout it out then?
What was that?
You're gonna go scout it out, and just kind of just see if there's an area of to rest. You said.
Sure. Yeah.
All right.
Kind of just do a little power walk up front and just check out that clearing area.
All right.
With my hand and my pistol.
Go ahead and go to roll perception check as you're kind of walking up.
Oh, great! I had all those good rolls. Now this is the bad one. Here we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It continues. The rest of the party, you see Theo kind of, I guess, grab the attention of the party to show that he's gonna go off the trail. And whoever notices, you see Theo walking towards this clearing. Theo, as you start to wander down, the clearing actually is on a decline as you're walking towards it, and you can see the clearing goes much deeper as you continue on, and you press on. You see the mist. For some reason, around this portion where the trees don't exist, the mist is much lighter, not as thick as usual, and you can see a larger distance. And once you get in, you see what looks like old remains that's probably been here for centuries. Things that looks like they've fallen apart beyond repair. As you walk around and you notice how certain things are being engulfed by earth, as the forest looks like it's taking back whatever is that's laying against it. With that 19, you notice something odd near one of the trees. You see what looks like an armored, perhaps like an armored suit of some sort. It looks like it's kind of strange. It looks like it could be made out of metal, wood. As you get closer to it, you notice that the features are very much, say, esoteric, where you can see it looks like this piece of armor, this suit of this weird, it's unexplainable, but what you do see, it kind of has like it was like intended to be designed like in a female form. As you get closer, you notice what looks like the word I'm losing it right here. I'm sorry, guys. It looks very much like an automaton.
Is it like resting, like sitting up on a tree, and or is
It's not sitting up
how do I?
against it. It's like in front of it, and it's in the way sitting. Not even sitting. It looks like it's partially in the ground, and you can see that there's parts missing. And you look around, you see that the parts are probably like in the earth. Like some parts of it, you can see the hand kind of sticking out from the dirt. You can see that it was probably knocked off, like within the past couple of centuries, that you would think it would have probably been sitting here. You're looking at some tech that you've never seen before, as it sits there with its solemn gaze.
This is fascinating. It's old, but it's new. I never seen this kind of technology. Uh, he he puts his hand on it, like especially there's a symbol like on the forehead there.
Yeah, you see, as you start to examine it, you see that there's runic carvings and writings in multiple areas within this automaton. As you there continue to just investigate it, you can see that the automaton looked like it was probably built for warfare.
Do the symbols look familiar to like the cave and the runes that we saw there?
Um, it's a little different, in the sense of, from what you you don't really have a great understanding of the arcanic runic arts, I should say. But you do feel that they do have certain resemblance to them, just from what you're looking at.
Yeah, that's all I wanted. And yeah, just kind of.
I mean, remember, you kind of think of the runic carvings on your weapon as well, and that's something that you kind of already familiar with.
Mhm.
As you look at upon this this figure, you do notice that there is parts of it that you would look at, and you could say, I might be able to put this together, as you kind of look at it.
So, yeah, I just kind of start gently kind of pulling it out of the ground, or loosening the ground underneath it. Just to...
It looks like it's pretty good in there. You could see that you would have to do some some careful digging too, like to make sure that you find all the pieces that you might consider part of this thing, because there is a lot of debris everywhere as well.
All right, so I kind of wait for the group and just be like, let's camp out here. I need to study this a little bit more.
Okay.
Mechanicus isn't going to say nothing, but he's going to watch Theo, just kind of mentally take notes of what he does.
Funny enough, Mechanicus says you don't get very close, but the distance that, let's say, if you just close the distance enough to just sit down and make camp, like not too far from where Theo is at, you do see a faint aura of threads above this automaton that Theo right now is kind of looking.
Theo, you need to get away from that.
Why? What is there to fear?
There's threads, magical threads that are above it, you know. Yeah, it has magical properties, and you just need to leave it where it is.
I knew it. I feel it's calling to me, though.
Theo, sorry, Hellscream and May. As you see Theo and Mechanicus just conversing, you gaze upon them, and as soon as you do, you notice the same thing. You see these flowing threads, ever so slowly, like air and water, above this mechanical-looking construct.
Does it look like they're connecting to anything other than the robot?
It looks like it looks like the threads are multiple areas on this on the construct, not just one point, and it's coming from it. Not like something is going towards it, but it looks like it's coming from it. It's very similar to all of the machines and all the and the little apprentice box you have. Very similar in terms of the thread itself.
Gotcha. Does Mechanicus feel he could catch it in that tether box?
Catch it?
Yeah, like, because, like, could he, like, somehow, like, tether the threads to this box and, like, pull the magic into the box?
You don't feel it. Like, if there's nothing like urging you to do that. Like, as far as like anything like the essence of it, you don't feel any of that, if that's what you're asking. But that's just, I mean, there's no theory or anything. That's probably something you want to try, if that's what you're trying to say. Does that make sense, what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, so go ahead.
I need to look at this. There's something about it. It just calls to me.
Yes, there's a lot of things that call to people that get them killed. Now we've dabbled with enough things that we don't. Theo, we've already lost 2 people. We don't want to lose you too. And we don't know what this thing is going to do if you piece it back together.
That's a risk I'm willing to take. I'm sorry, old man. But see, where I come from, innovation is everything. It's just my way of life. You have to understand.
And so be it.
And Mechanicus goes back to, like, where he had set up that little area and sits down.
Okay. And May and Hellstream, what do you guys do? You guys notice Mechanic is kind of being upset after talking to Theo and walks away.
I just kind of stand back and watch what Theo is doing.
Shit, I help him.
All right. Hellscream, you go towards Theo?
Yeah.
What do you do? You see the threads. You've seen the threads before. You've seen this type of aura before. You've used it inside the ruins.
So just for my own safety, I want to take out one of my fuzzballs.
Okay.
It's a mastiff.
Ooh,
I like the dog.
big boy.
It's a good boy.
You see you see the big mastiff just just start coming out and from that little ball form into this giant fluffy beast, and as soon as he comes out, you see him shake like he's like trying to shake off water. He just looks at you.
And I help him in any way I can, like digging it out if need be.
I'm sorry, the what?
Like helping him dig it out if need be.
Okay.
Or
All right, yeah. So you're gonna start helping him.
yeah.
All right.
We must be careful. I want to gather all the parts that you see around. Just put.
It takes you a good. I'm sorry. It takes you a good hour almost, as you pull out all the pieces. Mechanics. Theo, as you look at it though, you see that it's gonna take you a good chunk of your time, and the requirement of like a bench to get these parts together will be required.
So I see that it's not. This is more of a recovery mission than it is actually operating here.
Right. As you're digging this all out Hellscream, as you're in this the vicinity, very close to it, and parts like sometimes when you touching onto grabbing onto the certain parts and trying to pull out the construct, you feel the threat call you. You can feel the threads in its kind of magnetic energy. You feel the urge to grab onto them as you're near it. Nothing malicious though. I mean, it seems very much remnants of how you activated the machine back in Thine. Ruins of Thine.
Yeah, fuck it. Theo wants it, so I try to grab one of the.
All right. You feel the threads.
Famous last words.
Tether. Yeah, no. Famous last words. We're practically gods. You feel the tether connect to you. And as you do so, you feel the urge to pull the energy.
I do so.
Miss last words.
Pull it.
You close your eyes and you reach down and you start to pull, and it almost feels like endless rope as you keep pulling and pulling, and it gets to the point where it almost feels like it's gonna exhaust you as you feel the sweat kind of trickling down your brow quickly. This takes mere seconds as this happens to you. As you pull and pull, and you get to the point where you feel like you get to the end. At the end of it, it's kind of like a cork at the bottom of a tub or something. You feel that last portion of it, and you pull with all your might, mentally. And as you do, there's a immediate snap of energy that you've never felt before. As you fall to the ground, conscious, but you just like fall on your ass. And as you do so, Theo, you see the automaton begin to move. like in a jerky motion, like you hear like the rusty parts of the joints.
It's alive. It's alive.
And you see its face looking up at you at a very much just dull expression.
Speak to me. What untold knowledge do you know?
And that's where we're going to leave off for tonight.
Ah! I freaked out my cat. Nice. We got a Warforge.
Oh,
We lost Jillian and we gained a Warforge. Can Jillian be the Warforge?
Say again?
Is Jillian going to be the Warforge?
Yes, it is.
Oh, that's dope. All right.
Nice.
Very
Yeah.
mossy, like more ornate looking wood, and partial areas of like some sort of alloy that's on it.
Oh, I know all about Warforge.
But we can continue on with our next session whenever that will be. Hope you guys had fun. I'm sorry, Misty. And then again, welcome back.
Yeah.
Next session, we can learn more of whoever this new party member.
Man, I don't even know.
I'm gonna prep a fireball to shoot it.
Demon in a shell.
I'm gonna burn all of my mana to make that 9th level.
Funny.
Speaking of level, I heard a rumor. You know, the level 5 was a thing.
It was a thing. God, when would that happen? No. I'm not gonna make any promises.
When someone dies, you get level 5.
Say again.
Achievement.
Once you guys hit level 5, yeah. Once you guys hit level 5, it's a huge landmark. Or
Yeah.
It's an extremely huge.
Why do you think we're all waiting for it?
I know.
2 attacks, level 3 spells.
Yep. And then and Misty's new character.
If
We'll find out
we
more.
had level 5, Jillian hadn't have died.
Jillian, what?
She would not have died. One level 3 spell.
You know,
Mechanicus would have died.